Since I've come through that, I've actually started to write my own book. There was one or two stories in there from my childhood that actually upset me. She started telling me she was having trouble at home. I told her about my suicide story. We really became really close over the internet. And at the time I had studied behaviour therapy, which I ended up becoming a certified therapist. I ended up turning her life around. She flew over from Scotland to thank me in person. At the time it was embarrassing, and I felt shame on my family, and I didn't want to tell anybody about what I'd been through. But after going through the therapy and thinking about it, it was like, you know what, I accept that it was a low point in my life. There's no reason to be embarrassed about it anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my experience into trying to help other people. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Now I use that slogan everywhere I go now, and it's just, that was what really hit home with me. Link depression in with suicide, I think it does fall a lot on young men. It's a whole bravado thing. It's like, I'm the breadwinner, I need to bring home the money, I need to look after my family, and when they're being let go, especially young men who are unemployed, and like the dole figures are going up and down like I don't know what. It's like, I'm the man and I need to bring home money, and when I'm not in a position to do that, you feel like shit. I had a bit of a breakup with the girl I was going at the time, and I kind of went off the wall then, and I was arguing with friends, I argued with my parents, and that's when, like, when I think back in it now, obviously didn't see it at the time, but when I think back in it now, that was when I think the depression kind of kicked in. I remember thinking, you know, everything that's going on for me, and everybody that's in my life, and everybody that's around me, all my problems are in Dublin and where I live. That's where all my problems are, and what I wanted to do was to get away from all my problems in as far away as I could. And the first thing that came to my head was Cork. You know, the Cork is one of the biggest cities in Ireland. So I got all my money for petrol or whatever I needed, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go in, because I'm serious tonight. I can't do it anymore. I'll go in, I'll say goodbye to your man, and that's it. So of course I'm driving in through the Dublin city centre. I'm on my way into town, and again all these songs start coming on the radio, and I'm filled with anger, and I'm just not myself. I'm not myself on this night, and all these little love songs start coming on the radio, and I just lost it. I just completely lost it, and I took out my seatbelt, and I closed my eyes, and I put my foot to the floor. I drove straight through Dublin city centre, Dead Street, all the way up through red lights, you name it. Like, I think they were red because the guards ended up chasing me because I had my eyes closed, I couldn't see a thing. And I remember just thinking, and I remember when I closed my eyes, just getting a sense of relief, you know, this is it. Just like, everything's going to end tonight, and like, everything's going to go away. When I opened my eyes, I remember just being filled with adrenaline. I remember looking in the mirror, and the guards were chasing me, and they pulled me over, and they ended up arresting me for dangerous driving. Now, I remember when they put me in the back of the Garda car, I just remember laughing uncontrollably at them. Just like, you know, whatever. Bring me in. I'll sign your paperwork, I'll cooperate with you, that's fine. At the end of the day, you just have to release me. And I will be dead by the end of the night, so I don't give a shit. Do what you want with me. In the Garda station, I started cracking my head off the wall. I was purposely trying to crack open my skull. I just wanted to go. So, and according to the guard statement, it took 5 members of the guard to actually pick me up and put me in the cell. They asked me did I want a doctor, and I said no. Solicitor, no. Family or friend, no. Just, I don't need them. What do I need them for? I'm going to be out here in a while, and I'm going to do what I set out to do. I sat there for a good hour, maybe 2 hours, and I remember thinking about what I'd just done. Thinking about the consequences of what could have happened if I had a, like, inverted commas, being successful. And again, I started thinking about my son, and the only image that I can remember is my son's face being in my head that night. And like, the more I thought about him, the adrenaline faded away through my body, and the pain in my head got worse. It's the one thing I live for, is to be a good dad, and I don't want my son growing up without a father. You know, only for my son now, again, I think I would have been dead that night. I said, look, you know what, when she comes back down to check me again, look, I'll bring me mate and get me out here.